Hey guys, I hope I don't look too dead. I am sort of subbing in and doing a video as a guest vlogger for Witches for Wellness. So I hope you guys like this. I apologize if I look really crappy. I've been trying to get my house clean and everything in preparation for my travel. And so basically what I'm going to talk about today is eating healthy on a budget. We all try to eat healthy, I think, but sometimes it can get really expensive and it can get really overwhelming. And sometimes you kind of feel like, well, you know, if you can't do all of it, like you can't buy everything organic and you can't buy everything fair trade, that it's kind of hard. Well, I've got some tips and ideas and things for you guys to think about that make it a little easier. And most of it's really easy everyday stuff that anybody could do. And I got a little list here to keep myself on track because I don't want to, this is something I could talk about for a long time. I don't want to like go off on a tangent. So, I'm just going to like jump right in. One thing you can do is buy, oh, sorry, my foot's asleep. You can buy double duty ingredients. And what I mean by that is this. Try to center 2 or 3 of your meals for the week around a lot of the same main ingredients. So, for example, let's say, and this is, of course, if you eat meat in this example, but let's say that you are eating, that you're making a beef stew. So, for the most part, and I guess this varies depending on who you are, you're going to have, like, some sort of cubed beef, carrots, onions, celery, probably potatoes. I think a lot of people put potatoes in that. Sorry, I always have to think about this because I don't eat beef. Tomato. I used to, when I ate beef, would put tomatoes in mine. Things like that. Using that as an example, you could then maybe have the remaining potatoes that are in a bag of potatoes and some carrots and, I don't know, a few other veggies as some roast veggies with a side or by themselves, or you could have it with like some grilled chicken or something, let's say, or grilled fish would be really good. So you kind of see where I'm going with that. I hope that kind of makes sense. That's one thing that can help you sort of save money and still eat fresh and eat really, really healthfully. Kind of going along with that is, you know, be sure to buy only what you need. Another thing, and this is something that seems to be kind of overlooked a lot in the past few years especially, don't underestimate the value of a crock pot. Crock pots are amazing. Number one, because the food is slow cooking in there, you are on a low temperature, you're using little to no fat because you're not going to need oils or anything like that to really coat the pan so much. You can make lots of soups and stews. You can make lots of things in crock pots. Chilies, soups, stews. I think I already said that, sorry. You can even make pasta dishes. You can make some really great fresh pasta sauces. You can make, what was the other thing I was going to mention? Casseroles. So crock pots are a really good option that allow you to get a lot of really healthy ingredients and get a lot of really healthy food in, but you really don't have to cook it. All you have to do is throw the stuff in there and you let it cook all day while you're at work. You come home, you're tired, you got a real healthy meal. Frittatas were another thing I was going to, frittatas were another thing I was going to bring up. Frittatas are basically, it looks kind of like a pie, except for there's no crust and it's made of eggs and then like veggies and stuff. And you can put meat in it, some people do. Eggs are really, on the grand scheme, eggs are very affordable, and you can put lots of fresh veggies in there and get a nice solid meal that gives you a healthy protein. Excuse me, that gives you a healthy protein and gives you lots of fresh veggies. It's a very healthy way to go. It's very filling. You can put cheese in it. You can put other meats in it. I know lots of people put like ham and things in them sometimes, so that's another option. Also, think about buying locally and in season. And what I mean by that is, if you have a farmer's market, in my experience, going to the farmer's market, buying in season, I save so much money. And usually in the summer, when there are all kinds of really great berries in season and all of that, I'll buy extra while they're cheap and freeze them for the winter. Because if you've ever, for example, for strawberries, I love berries, but in the winter they get really, really expensive, and I can't always afford to go buy them. I would love to have them every week, but I just can't afford to do that. So keep that in mind. In season is really great. When things are in season, maybe buy a little extra and freeze it for when they're not. It'll save you money in the long run. Let's see. Less meat. Now, if you're not a meat eater, obviously this doesn't apply to you. But number one, we live in a society and in a day where it's very easy to eat a lot of meat. Most people do. And most of us overconsume meat as a general rule. Meat also tends to be much more expensive than fresh fruits and veggies in a lot of ways if you look at it on a price per pound kind of a basis. So keep that in mind. That's something you can do. Sorry, I'm going to speed this up. There's also, if I run out of time, I'll put the other stuff in the sidebar. You can make your own nut butters. So, like, make your own peanut butter, make your own almond butter, whatever. All you have to do is get some. Now, I would choose the dry. You could get the salted if you want, but then you're getting all that salt and it kind of is defeating your purpose. But you could get some dry roasted peanuts, crush them up in a food processor, and then slowly drizzle in a little canola oil or olive oil or whatever, although canola oil might be a better option, I don't know, until you get it to the consistency that you want it. And if you're trying to buy all natural peanut butters and almond butters, that can be really expensive. And this kind of leads into my next thing. Buy at the bulk bins. You know, the bulk bins when you go to the grocery store, there's like nuts and grains and rice and all that stuff. You are almost always going to come out cheaper buying out of those bulk bins than you ever will buying the prepackaged stuff. And you're only getting as much as you need. You're not having to buy a 5-pound bag of rice. So ultimately, the things you're getting are going to be fresher. A couple of real quick specific suggestions that I have are this. Low sodium V8 juice. V8 juice is really good for you. It's got, I think in one of the little cans is at least 1, if not 2 of your daily servings of vegetables. I really love V8 juice, but I only like the low sodium. Don't get the not low sodium, the other stuff, because it's full of sodium. So only get the low sodium, but try that. Whole grain pastas. Whole grain pastas are a great way to get in fiber, and pasta is one of the quickest, easiest things you're going to make. Let's face it, you know. And you can do anything with it. You don't just have to use a marinara sauce. You could put some olive oil, let's say olive oil, garlic, onions, and peppers in a pan, and I don't know, maybe squeeze a little fresh lemon juice over it with some fresh tomatoes, and you've got a fresh light sauce. There are lots of things you can do with pasta. Other than that, the only other thing I'm going to mention, because I'm way out of time here, is, I don't know about you guys, but I find bread really expensive. And now, I'm not saying that you're going to have time to do this all the time, because I completely understand it. I don't have time to do this all the time either. But even if you only do it once in a while, it's going to be healthier because you have control. You have complete 100% control over what ingredients you use. And it's going to be fresher, so it's going to be better for you. Homemade bread is great, I think. I love making homemade bread. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that I can make homemade bread every week, because I personally could not do it. I just don't have that kind of time available. But when you can, even if you can only do it every once in a while, do that. Just keep in mind that there are lots of little things you can do, and even if you can't do it every single day or every single week, even doing it here and there is a big step. And the more you make things yourself, and the more you buy fresh, raw ingredients, things that come to you the way they came out of the earth, the healthier you're going to be. And a lot of times, it's more affordable, especially, again, if you buy in season, buy locally, buy from your farmers markets, things like that. Okay, I'm going to go because I'm going to have to edit this now, but I hope you guys all have an amazing holiday and enjoy this video. Okay, blessed be. Bye.